Days of Our Lives Spoilers Day, October 21st. Explosive confrontations, hidden agendas, and shocking revelations rock Salem. Hello. Welcome back to the Days of Our Lives channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments hitting Salem this Tuesday, October 21st, as relationships are tested, secrets threaten to surface, and our beloved characters find themselves at critical crossroads that could change everything. Get ready for an episode packed with intense drama, emotional breakthroughs, and power plays that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Gabby and Theo reach a pivotal understanding. The tension between Gabby Hernandez and Theo Carver finally reaches a boiling point. But instead of the explosive confrontation many might expect, something unexpected happens. These two strong-willed individuals find themselves sitting down for what becomes one of the most honest and raw conversations either has had in months. The air is thick with unspoken words as they begin to peel back the layers of misunderstanding that have built up between them. Gabby, never one to mince words, lays her cards on the table with surprising vulnerability. She opens up about the struggles she's been facing, the impossible choices she's had to make, and the weight of expectations that have been crushing her spirit. Her usual defensive armor cracks, revealing the wounded woman beneath who simply wants to be understood. Theo listens intently, his compassionate nature allowing him to truly hear what Gabby is saying beyond just her words. As the conversation deepens, Theo shares his own perspective, explaining the position he's been in and the loyalty conflicts that have been tearing him apart. His gentle but firm approach helps Gabby see situations from an angle she hadn't considered before. The two discover common ground in the most unexpected places, realizing that they've both been fighting battles the other knew nothing about. By the end of their exchange, Gabby and Theo reach an understanding that could fundamentally shift the dynamics in Salem. They forge an alliance built on mutual respect and honest communication, agreeing to support each other moving forward despite their complicated histories. This newfound partnership might surprise many Salem residents, but it could prove to be exactly what both of them need. The question remains, how will this understanding impact their relationships with others in town, and what ripple effects will this alliance create? Xander interrogates Philip about his true intentions. Xander Cook's suspicions about Philip Kyriakis have been growing stronger by the day, and he's finally had enough of the games and evasion. Armed with information and a burning need for the truth, Xander confronts Philip in a tense showdown that crackles with barely contained hostility. Xander's street-smart instincts tell him something is fundamentally wrong with Philip's recent behavior, and he's determined to get to the bottom of it. The interrogation begins with Xander circling Philip like a predator, asking seemingly innocent questions that become progressively more pointed and specific. Philip tries to maintain his composure, offering smooth explanations and deflections, but Xander isn't buying what he's selling. Having been involved in plenty of schemes himself, Xander recognizes the telltale signs of someone hiding something significant. Xander presses harder, bringing up inconsistencies in Philip's stories and questioning his sudden reappearance in Salem with such bold business moves. What is Philip really after? Is he genuinely interested in rebuilding his life and reconnecting with family? Or is there a darker agenda at play? Xander throws out theories, watching Philip's reactions carefully for any crack in his carefully constructed facade. Philip finds himself backed into a corner by Xander's relentless questioning. He attempts to turn the tables, pointing out Xander's own questionable past and suggesting he's the last person who should be playing moral authority. But Xander isn't deterred. He's fighting for something bigger than his pride, and he won't rest until he uncovers what Philip is really hiding. The confrontation escalates when Xander issues a stern warning. Whatever game Philip is playing, he better not involve or hurt the people Xander cares about. The threat hangs in the air, heavy with promise. Philip's response remains maddeningly ambiguous, leaving Xander more determined than ever to uncover the truth. This battle of wills between two cunning operatives is just beginning, and Salem should brace itself for the fallout. Sarah seeks Marlena's professional guidance. Dr. Sarah Horton finds herself in unfamiliar territory, struggling with emotions and situations that her medical training never prepared her for. Recognizing that she needs help processing everything that's been happening, Sarah makes the brave decision to seek out Dr. Marlena Evans for a professional consultation. Walking into Marlena's office requires Sarah to set aside her pride and admit she doesn't have all the answers, a difficult step for someone who's used to being the one providing care. Marlena welcomes Sarah with her trademark warmth and understanding, immediately creating a safe space where Sarah can express herself freely without judgment. As Sarah begins to open up, the floodgates open wider than she anticipated. She discusses the trauma she's endured, the complex feelings she's wrestling with regarding Xander, and the internal conflict between her head and her heart that's been tearing her apart. Sarah reveals fears she's barely admitted to herself, anxieties about trust, forgiveness, and whether she can truly move forward or if she's destined to remain trapped in cycles of pain. Marlena listens with the practiced ear of someone who's helped countless Salem residents navigate their darkest moments, offering gentle probing questions that help Sarah dig deeper into her own psyche. During their session, Marlena helps Sarah examine her patterns, her responses to trauma, and the coping mechanisms she's developed over the years. They explore what healing truly means and whether Sarah has been confusing moving forward with running away. Marlena's insights challenge Sarah to look at her situation from new angles, considering possibilities she'd dismissed or never even contemplated. As the consultation progresses, Sarah begins to gain clarity about what she really wants and needs, not what others expect from her or what seems easiest. Marlena provides tools and perspectives that could help Sarah make decisions from a place of strength rather than fear. By the end of their session, Sarah leaves with a renewed sense of purpose, though the path ahead remains complicated. The real question is, will Sarah have the courage to act on the insights she's gained? EJ deploys his charm offensive on Belle. EJ DiMera is nothing if not strategic, and when he needs something, he knows exactly how to get it. Today, he sets his sights on Belle Brady, armed with his most potent weapons: charm, flattery, and carefully crafted persuasion. EJ understands that Belle is sharp, principled, and not easily manipulated, which makes his approach all the more calculated and deliberate. The encounter begins with EJ appearing to run into Belle by chance, though nothing EJ does is ever truly accidental. He lavishes her with compliments about her legal acumen and her impressive courtroom victories, making sure to reference specific cases that demonstrate he's been paying attention to her career. His smooth delivery and apparent sincerity are designed to lower Belle's natural defenses against DiMera manipulation. As their conversation continues, EJ subtly steers the discussion toward his actual objective, whatever favor or assistance he needs from Belle. He frames his request in terms that appeal to Belle's sense of justice and fairness, painting himself as someone who simply needs a skilled attorney who understands the complexity of his situation. EJ is careful to acknowledge Belle's integrity while suggesting that helping him would actually be the right thing to do. Belle, however, is no fool. She's dealt with DiMera long enough to recognize when she's being worked over, no matter how elegantly it's being done. She listens to EJ's pitch with a mixture of amusement and wariness, her sharp legal mind analyzing every word for hidden traps and unspoken conditions. Belle knows that accepting any deal with EJ comes with strings attached, visible and invisible. Despite her skepticism, Belle finds herself intrigued by aspects of what EJ is proposing. Perhaps there's genuine merit to his position, or maybe the challenge appeals to her competitive nature. EJ senses her wavering and intensifies his efforts, deploying personal touches and appeals to their complicated shared history. The question becomes, will Belle's principles keep her from getting entangled in EJ's schemes, or will the master manipulator successfully add her to his chessboard? Abe and Paulina's marriage faces serious strain. The rock-solid relationship between Abe Carver and Paulina Price hits turbulent waters as a serious clash erupts between these two passionate individuals. What begins as a disagreement quickly escalates into something more significant, exposing underlying tensions that have been simmering beneath the surface of their seemingly perfect partnership. The conflict centers around a fundamental difference in approach or values, with both Abe and Paulina firmly convinced they're in the right. Abe, with his decades of experience and measured wisdom, takes a principled stance that reflects his law enforcement background and commitment to doing things properly. Paulina, fiery and action-oriented, believes the situation calls for a more aggressive, results-focused approach, even if it means bending some rules or ruffling feathers. As their argument intensifies, both say things they might later regret, their words sharpened by frustration and the pain of feeling unheard by their partner. Abe accuses Paulina of being reckless and not considering consequences, while Paulina fires back that Abe is being too rigid and unwilling to adapt to reality. The usually diplomatic couple finds themselves unable to find middle ground, each digging in deeper to their respective positions. What makes this clash particularly painful is that both Abe and Paulina are acting from places of love and good intention. They simply cannot agree on the path forward. Friends and family members may find themselves caught in the middle, forced to navigate the tension between these two beloved Salem fixtures. The argument reveals vulnerabilities in their relationship that neither wanted to acknowledge. The question hanging over Salem is whether Abe and Paulina can bridge this divide and remember why they fell in love in the first place, or whether this conflict represents a deeper incompatibility that could threaten their marriage. Both are stubborn when they believe they're right, which could either prolong the standoff or force them to do the hard work of truly understanding each other's perspectives. Whatever happens next will test the foundation of their relationship in ways neither anticipated. Tuesday's episode promises to deliver the compelling drama, complex character dynamics, and unexpected twists that Days of Our Lives fans crave. Don't miss a single moment of these interconnected storylines that will shape Salem's future.